see if we can do this. Oh, I need restream chat. Totally forgot to do that. Come on, where's the chat room? Yes, open. Where is it? And my computer is crashing. You have permissions. What do I press to? Okay, so we got the chat room here. Great. How do I did I ever release it? Yeah, kind of. Okay. So let's see, click-through mode and settings are, I don't know how to do this. So I know that click-through mode has a way to be able to, what's it called? Oh, there's a bot? Nah. Back to chat. Alright, so I don't remember how to interact with this while it's in click-through mode, but maybe I'll remember randomly. So what we're gonna do is try to build some JavaScript code that will work as a way to convert markdown into tweets. So let's go to cd documents random coding, and should we build it as a now lambda? That could be interesting, but no, let's keep it simple for starters. NVB, how do we start a new library? Because this is going to be a library. So clean app, build Inferno, NWB new. Come on, I know you have a thing for this. NWB, let's look it up. New library, got it. NWB new help. So no. How do I start a new library with this? Ah. Okay, libraries. Creating a new project. New. How do I tell it to start a library? How to start new library with NWB? I don't want to create a new React component. I want to Why is this being so annoying right now? Okay. Okay, let's see. NWB new library. One of object set. Okay. What are project types? A plain JavaScript npm module. Okay. So NWB new web module. Hey Blackburn, how's it going? New web module called, what are we gonna call this? Markdown to tweet. Markdown to tweet converter. And we're gonna try releasing it as a now lambda afterwards. Markdown to tweet. Okay, so new web module, markdown to tweet. Do you want us to create? Sure. No UMD. Awesome. So we say markdown to tweet, git status, and let's create a new repository on GitHub just so we claim thing. Ooh, what's React Simple Image? That seems cool. And we say markdown to tweet, a library that takes markdown and turns it into tweets. Create repository. Markdown to UTF, markdown to tweet. Markdown to tweet. So git remote add origin blah git push origin minus u master. And we open it in Visual Code. So random coding, markdown to tweet, command plus, like that. Now let's see. How did I parse markdown in the past? NWB. So let's see what kind of commands NWB created for us. Okay, so we have test coverage, test watch, NWB test. So where are our tests? So we have tests, index.js, index test, and we say NWB test. That should tell us whether things are working basically. Okay, cool. So we're going to let's see what kind of tests do we need. So we need to describe bold. Okay, so describe, we're gonna do the basics first. Bold, italic, and strike through. Let's do bold and italic first because I know those work. Describe bold, describe italic. Okay, and we're going to oh, come on. It converts bold into UTF-8 bolds. So we need to say expect lib of bold to equal. Now let's see what that actually is. UTF-8 bold. Bold and italic Unicode text tool. Perfect. Cool. All right. So bold, we want to change it to this. Bold needs to equal copy tweet bold. Okay, converts bold into UTF-8, and it converts, oh, that's bold, converts italic into UTF-8 italics. So expect lib of italic to equal italic. Cool. And I want to make sure that I actually know how. Let's see how the markdown spec works. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Alright, so I'm apparently being pretty boring today, so nobody seems to be watching, which is fine. We're gonna try to do more of these live codings and see how they go. So now I can say import lib from where was it importing from before? Did I push it already? I did push it already. Source index.js, tests index test, from source index, and now if I run nwb test, it should fail. Perfect. Wait, what's it complaining about? Yes, I know the keyboard import is reserved. It's supposed to be reserved. I have no idea why this isn't working now. This is so strange. Okay, what if I take the exact same code that we had before? And it's still not gonna work, is it? Now it works. What? This makes no sense. But let's go. So export default converter is a function converter, so we say const converter equals function converter takes a string and returns a string. That's gonna be the first step. Okay, can anyone tell what's wrong here? What if I take out this stuff? Very nice. This is a very weird error to have. What if I do it like this? Will that work? Okay, Karma UTF-8 JavaScript error. This is very inconvenient. Okay, what if I comment this out and I comment this out as well? Will that make it work? Okay, so as soon as you have some UTF-8 code in your file, it seems to break the test runner. Right, so how can I fix this? So let's see, if I do that, does it then work? Nice. So it's definitely the Phantom.js UTF-8 strings in JavaScript. Why? Why must this happen to me? Okay, so what can I do here? NWB config, let's see what it says. NWB config Phantom.js UTF-8. UTF-8, new. Okay, what if I just include an emoji? Will that work? That's also a UTF-8 character. Hey, ein bisschen. Okay, so okay, let's see. So I need to do some more complaining on Twitter because this is just terrible. Actually, emojis work, but stuff like this does not. Makes it so karma and or phantom JS complains about import being a reserved keyword. Fuck everything. There we go. Perfect. Webpack karma configuration. Okay, so maybe italic works, but not bold. Let's try that. Okay, so italic works. So let's try italic first. Converts italic into UTF-8 italics. Hi. Italics, and let's get the other part of the italic. On NWB test watch. Let's just keep it running for forever. npm run test watch, or actually yarn test watch. Let's see. Cool. Okay, so that part works. Now let's see, how do we implement that? First we're gonna need a markdown parser. JavaScript markdown parser. Showdown.js, markdown.js, which, oh, I think I used Showdown in the past, and that worked really well. Yeah, it's the first time I'm writing test code because this code in particular is very it lends itself well to testing. A markdown parser. Okay. So this is markdown to HTML. So I'm trying to figure out which one we should use. I've used Showdown in the past and liked it. I've also used Remarkable, Let's see if that one showdown is maybe we should just use showdown, or maybe let's try remarkable. So let's do yarn add remarkable. So I ended up doing the Blue Yeti because it's already set up and it actually had the best sound of everything I've tried. The Marantz one I think maybe had a little clearer sound, but it wasn't as loud. So this is easier to use because it's louder. Also, I'm gonna go get an energy drink. Be right back. That was inappropriate. Yeah, the monitor has a surprisingly good sound, but I've been using it mostly for the speakers, which are also surprisingly good. Like, I've been listening on just 2 bars. Okay, so we have what did we install? Remarkable. So we can say import remarkable from remarkable. Okay. Now let's see, how the hell do we use this? Another thing that I really like about the Yeti is that even if I turn away, you can still hear what I'm saying, whereas with the Marantz one was very good for noisy environments because it only really records. So I'm compiling markdown to AST and then going from there to create UTF-8 characters out of specific parts of the markdown. So we will see how that works. We're gonna say, yes. So const md equals new remarkable, which gets what config. HTML false, we don't want those. Breaks, we don't want to convert breaks, or do we? Let's keep that as true. Linkify, autoconvert URL like links to text to links. No, linkify false. Typographer, some language neutral replacement codes beautification. Yeah, let's keep that. Highlight. Okay, so let's see, console log md.render of our string, or let's just return it and see what happens. Return md render of string, and let's see if that works. Gotta restart my tests. Aha, so it's going all the way to HTML, which is not what we want. So how do we stop that? How do we make it the breakdance is HTML to blah? Okay, so parsing block, parsing inline. Let's see, if we don't want to render it, what do we want? Renderer parser. So tag token blah. Okay, let's see what does MD give us. Console log MD. You think so? Because this seems to be working. Remark. Markdown processor powered by plugins. Then what's remarkable? Markdown parser done right. Okay, I guess you're right, John, and that's it. John, and that's it. Huh, that's really funny. Okay, so let's try that one then. So yarn remove remarkable, and we say yarn add remark. Come on. Ah. Why is this not standing anymore? Okay, why is this so slow? Yarn add remark. Cool. So let's see how to use that one. Say import remark from remark. This looks a lot weirder to use. Okay, so we say remark dot use settings common mark true emphasis. Oh, okay. Prettifies markdown and configures remark parse and remark stringify through data. What? Okay. Remark. Okay, you know what? What if we don't say any use stuff and we just say remark.process string, which then gets really, it's callback based, it's not even I don't understand where. Oh, okay, so how the hell do I use this? Remark.js, markdown processor powered by plugins. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens if we say process function error output. We are going to return promises, return new promise that gets, what do promises get again? Resolve and reject. Yes, Kiwi. Function resolve reject, remark process, blah, like that. And then we say if error, we return reject error, that breaks us out, otherwise we call resolve with the output. Okay, now index test, expect lib to equal italic, So I think we have to do it this way. Then result, and we say expect result to equal italic, right? I think that's how we do that part. It's been a long time since I did anything, any testing. Okay, so let's see. Starting browser, converts italic. How do we do async tests again? Karma async test. So function describe sample service gets function, it should function done. Ah, yes, done. And here we then call done. Ah, wonderful. So something weird is happening. Lovely. Unexpected tokens. Module build failed. Wonderful. Pop. Cool. Unhandled promise rejection. Very nice. So we are rejecting our promise, which is kind of promising actually. But I'm not sure what's going on. So let's see. Console log hello and error. What is our error? Error is no. So then why is it rejecting the promise? Okay. So this is called the tomorrow team, and I'm not sure where to find it anymore, but let's see. I have my whole config somewhere. Cloud settings, there you go. So this is all of my... what did I do? Why? So that's all of my config for VS Code. Now, why the hell is this not working? What if we just call done? Will that work? Remark. Okay. Cool. Cool. You're right. I think you're right, at least. Nope. It's still complaining about something. Hi, Burp. And it's actually not here that it's complaining. What if we comment all of this out and just call done? So that works. What if we say lib italic, then result is this stuff. Catch error console.log. Let's see if it actually spits out an error. The parentheses after remark because it's a function. It looks like the library directly exports a function, so that's why we need that. Now the real question is, why is this still throwing a weird error? Is it actually coming here or not? I'm trying to figure out if we're getting an actual error or if it's just failing the test. Hi fail console log, just gonna fail test. See, even when you're okay, so that's what's happening. So this is failing and then throwing an error, which is funny. Okay, so I learned something new about testing today and how karma works. When this fails, it throws a JavaScript error, and because we're in a promise situation, that turns into an unhandled promise rejection. Whereas if okay, we now know at least what's going on, which means we can go back to figuring out how to make it work. So let's see, console log output, and let's see. So our output is messages, history, what? Console log output, console log, and out. Okay, so our right. Okay, so let's try doing all of this. The application programming is the gist of Remark and the CLI. It's provided by Unified, so head to its API documentation for more. See, we have the following file using Remark, preset lint recommended. Let's try that. Let's see, yarn add remark preset lint recommended. And we say yarn add, oh, we already got that. So we say import blah from blah. MD lint. So I'm gonna try using that and see what happens. Use MD lint, and that should be doing something. Okay, and then we think I need remark HTML or something like that. So instead of remark HTML, we're going to create remark UTF-8 if it doesn't exist yet. Oh, and now we're suddenly getting syntax errors. Like, what the hell did I change? Yarn test watch. But if we take this out, then we're not gonna get that error. Interesting. Okay. I have no idea why that's working the way it is. So ls node modules remark preset lint recommended set lint recommended const md lint equals require blah, and we can then say use md lint. Will that work? So obviously I am kind of a little bit out of my depth here trying to figure out how this remark stuff works, and somehow when I add this it stops working. Like my test runner dies when I try to require preset lint recommended, which is weird. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Let's see, cat ls cat of package JSON dependencies files index.js. What does the index.js say? Bunch of stuff. Okay, what if I do this? And will that make it work? This is really weird. Can't resolve. Aha. But what if we say remark preset blah? So apparently the problem is that it's having trouble resolving it for some reason. Okay, screw that. We're not gonna have a linter because it's not working. So we say yarn remove blah. Now let's see, how does remark HTML work? Remark HTML, GitHub remark HTML, and hopefully somewhere we can see what all of the different remark plugins are. Okay, so I think I understand how this works. If we add remark HTML and use it, we are then gonna get HTML outputs, I think. So we say import HTML from remark HTML, and we can say here use HTML. Yes, ein bisschen you can in fact call a function and then immediately apply dot notation to it, as long as the value that's returned from the function supports that. So what you're actually doing is you're immediately doing dot notation on the return value of your function. And that's how that works. Let's see. Remark HTML. We should now be getting HTML output, if I'm reading this correctly. No. Aha, dot contents is in fact that stuff. So if we say output dot contents, and here dot contents, we should get the thing. Let's see if that's true. Yep. So the actual was this HTML stuff. Now let's see what other plugins Remark provides for us. Remark JSX, external links, Remark React, markdown to React, that's pretty cool. Remark heading app, Remark bookmarks, Midas, autolink, highlight JS, git contributors, gulp remark contributors, rehype, retext, TOC, usage, lint, front matter, embedding images, slug. That could be cool. Message control, GitHub, man, YAML, strip badges, breaks, config, Gmoji, inline links, VDOM, HTML license, def split, unlink, normalize headings, squeeze, process markdown with remark, yes, ideas, word wrap, comment blocks. Okay, so let's see. Awesome remark. Okay. Remark texter. Let's see, what does that do? I want to see what this outputs. Don't care. Remark HTML, we already saw that. Cool. Alright, so I guess we have to try to implement our own Remark plugin. That should be fun. Yes. So, we're not going to use Remark HTML. We are in fact going to use UTF-8. That's what I'm going to call it. Import UTF-8 from... Actually, let's just make it as a function first, because I think that's going to make our lives easier. So Remark HTML is what we're going to steal ideas from. So we're going to say function UTF-8. This is a Remark plugin. Options. We're going to say const settings equals options or blah. Okay, so we're in ES6, which means we can use some fancy new syntax. And let me go see what my bird is up to. Kiwi! Poor bird flew to the living room where there's no light and got stuck there because they can't really see very well in the dark. Come, you should go sit here. Wow, just throwing your food around. Am I actually moving? Perfect. So UTF-8 options blah settings.sanitize. Okay. So options equals options.sanitize. And we're gonna need a bunch of dependencies. So yarn add mdast util to hast util no hast util sanitize. Okay, so we don't need that, but let's see. Const to host, import to host from mdst util to host, and import sanitize from host util sanitize. And then here this dot compiler equals compiler. Where does compiler come from? Ah, it's a function. Okay. Okay, so clean equals hi Dio, that is actually a good call. I probably don't actually need that, so let's see what happens. Compiler node file const root equals node and node.type and node.type equals root. It seems useful. If clean, Okay, so it looks like this is doing some sort of magic in all the things. So let's see. Return result. What? Return result. Where did it get speech recognition? And let's say for now result equals hello world. So we should now see everything turn into hello world. Let's see if that's true. Starting browser. Woo. Okay. Okay, so something is wrong with our stack, which I believe happens in the compiler thingy. Yeah, I'm gonna do it this way. So to host to HTML. So this compiler equals compiler, plugin options blah. We create, okay, host is HTML AST file, don't need that. Clean, don't need that either. Result equals so we don't even need this. Let's see, console log. Okay, let's also not import any of this stuff. Console log compilering, console log of our node, and then say const result equals hello world, and we return result. Okay, so now everything is a result. Perfect. Now what we need to do is go through our node and figure out whether italics are yes. Okay, that's gonna be pretty hard. So console log of node. It's been a while since I've worked with ASTs. Type root, children, position. Oy vey. Let's see, how does MDAST is what we get, right? So let's see, MDAST. Let's see how that works. Is specification for representing markdown in a syntax tree. Remark parse. We are using remark parse, aren't we? Let's see. Remark parse. Yeah, this is pretty much what I'm doing actually. This remark part, this is just a shortcut for this. The yes, so MDAST, how do we do this? Nodes. So we have to go through our nodes and find everything that is a an italic. So we say, do we even get called on each node, or do we just get called on the root? Maybe I should read a guide about authoring plugins. Remark plugins. I'm sure there's a guide for this. Creating plugins. Have an idea for a plugin? Blah. To create a plugin, first read up on the concept of plugins, then read the guide, creating a plugin with Unified. Take one of existing plugins which looks similar to what you're about to make and work from there. If you get stuck, blah. Okay. Plugin basics. Changes the way the applied on processor works. Plugins can work an attacher, which is a function that is invoked when someone calls use, and a transformer, which is an optional function invoked each time a file is processed with a syntax tree and a virtual file. In this case, we want to check the syntax tree of each processed file. Use spacing process blah. Don't forget to npm install. Note that we directly depend on retext plugin function attacher return transformer. Return transformer, and it's a transformer. Which gets a tree and a file. Interesting that this caused a bigger problem now. But, and for our use case, also a transformer. Let's create them in our plugin file. Okay. Transformer visit tree paragraph node visitor. Okay, so what kind of nodes do we have? I see, we're using the visitor pattern. I've used this before when I was building things. Bold, no? Okay. So how do we know that something is italic or bold? Are they all paragraphs? Okay. So let's see. We need to check tree for a pattern. We can use the utility to help us do recursively walk our tree, namely unist util visit. So yarn add unist util visit, and we say import visit from unist util visit tree file, and we say visit tree for paragraph nodes with the visitor, and function visitor gets a node and console logs it. We now run pl, so we can run this and see what we get. Ooh. Okay. Okay, let's see if we're actually going into the console log visitor. Let's see if that's happening. It's not. Okay, let's see. So use spacing. Spacing requires blah. Plugin in index.js. Module exports attacher. Function attacher is a transformer, so that's our thing actually. Return transformer, function transformer. It doesn't seem to be using it. Console log utf8 thing console log transformer called. So I'm trying to figure out if we're actually even going into the function that I'm building. Because if that's not happening, then there's no point in figuring out the rest. Okay, so transformer is called. That goes, okay. So we do get in there. But the visitor is never called. Well, I'm pretty sure everything is a paragraph, so this, I guess, isn't an actual paragraph, so maybe that's the problem. Let's see what else exists. Where did it go? Where are all the types of nodes explained? I had that open somewhere, didn't I? Yes. Unifiedjs.org. Let's see if they have them listed. Perp core, Gatsby, blah, syntaxes, virtual files, using unified, awesome lint. Whoa. How to markdown, documentation.js, readability, guides, create a plugin. Okay, where do I see all the types of nodes? Nodes. Okay, what happens if I console log the tree up here? Maybe it will tell us what type of nodes we have. 3 children, 3.children. See, there is a paragraph node. Yeah, so type paragraph exists. So this would indicate we do have a paragraph node. So how does this work? Maybe we're not passing in the right thing. Paragraph. Will that work? Aha. Okay, so it's not paragraph node, it's just paragraph. No idea why. Now, let's see. What does that console log? Type paragraph children. Yes. Now let's go through the children. So node.children for each. Perfect. Thank you, Hideo. I don't know how to pronounce that. That is so much better. Definition, fenced quote, block quote, paragraph. I wish there was one for that. So we're here for each. Let's see, for each function child and index. Yeah, I guess italic might be. So let's see what we get. Child. Aha, it is emphasis. So if we italic. So if we say emphasis, then when we console log node italic, object type emphasis, it has children's. So let's see, console log node dot children. What does that get us? Text value italic. Okay. So let's see now. So we get a italic node. So we have to go through the children. And let's see, node.children dot for each. How do we actually change something? Message with the file further. What are some of the other guides? Create a plugin, create an online editor, brr. So I'm trying to figure out how to actually change the text. So node children for each, we say function child and index. So what does this do? Oh, I think bold might be emphasis as well. So let's see. Child and index, console log index and child. And let's see what that prints out. So 0 object type text, value italic, position, and value italic because that's the right. So now if we say child dot value equals hello world, what is our output going to be? Here we can then say console log output. Right. How do we flatten MDAST? MDAST to string. Plain text content of a node. No. Okay, so let's see, what does MDAST or maybe remark? No, so I need to now find a way to flatten this back before we change stuff. Okay, let's try util to string. Man, one of the tough things here is that because everything is built through plugins, it's really hard to find where something actually happens. Util to DOM, util is index. Modify children. Oh, remark to plain text plugin and run. That is a really good idea. Okay. Remark to plain text plugin. Thanks for that idea, Gshez. I don't know how to pronounce that. Remark plain text. Let's see. List of plugins. Abbreviation, align, attribute, behead, bookmarks, bracketed, breaks, collapse, comment blocks, comments, contributors, emoji, first heading, front matter, grid tables, graph viz, highlight JS, HTML, iframes, inline, license, lint, man, math, mermaid, message control, normalize, parse, ping, react, redactable, rehide, retext, no, slug, strip badges, strip HTML, remove empty paragraphs. That seems actually useful. There doesn't seem to be a remark to plain text plugin. Gatsby transformer remark. Yeah, but I don't want to use transformer remark plain text. Remark plain text. Let's see, maybe this exists. Remark plain text. Yeah, it's using strip markdown. So, Hideo, you were right. Okay, let's try that one. So we say yarn add strip markdown. Wow, why are there 7 viewers all of a sudden? I'm really not making a lot of progress here. From strip markdown. Okay, so we have that child value and we say dot use strip, and now we should see now our output should say hello world instead of the italic part, and that's how we're gonna know that we are actually changing the values. Yep, actual is hello world and it's expecting italic. Wonderful. For some reason it added an empty line, but let's also, while we're at it, add remark squeeze paragraphs, because I think that's going to be useful in terms of making tweets from Markdown. Yarn add remark squeeze paragraphs, and we say import squeeze paragraphs from remark squeeze paragraphs, and we use that as well. Damn. Okay, so now if we yarn this thing, now let's see, how do we actually transform text to UTF-8? That's the part I haven't actually thought through yet. Okay, so let's see, get status, get add dot, get commit minus a minus m, changing values of italic nodes. Perfect. Get push origin master. Okay, I've been going for an hour and a half already. I'm gonna have to get to other stuff, but I want to get this part done first. UTF-8. What should we say? How is this thing doing it? how is Yatex doing this? Is there... I wonder if they have... if they're on GitHub. Yatex. 9. In before I find out there is already a an npm plugin for this. What's Yatex? Yatex is a web-based tool that converts what is Unicode, what types, blah. Work on mobile phones, when should I not use it, how do I do, what's the best way to contact the people who run Yatex. I just want to see the library you guys use because I'm lazy. Unicode, oh. Okay, let's see what Jshaz is recommending. Ah, I see. So the problem is that this is not... Let's see if this already exists. Letter to UTF-8 italic mapping. UTF-8 character table. Wonderful. This is what you linked, isn't it? Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. Why it's... Brr. Well, I guess we're doing this on our own. Okay, so let's see. Import italic mapping from /italic mapping. That sucks. Touch source italic mapping.js. Italic mapping. Export default. This. I wonder if there's an easy way to do this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh, there we go. How did you find that? How the hell did you find that? Okay, so let's see. HTML to Unicode, what are they using? Saxophone? Italicize? Okay, so transformator, codes buffer, yeah, I'm just gonna use this. Yes, hi Burb. Okay, so we say yarn add HTML to Unicode, and we're gonna go through funny iterations where we're gonna take something out of markdown, make it into fake HTML, and put it through this thing. So but open source is amazing, isn't it? So we say import HTML to Unicode from HTML to Unicode, and here we call, let's see, so that's gonna be a problem. Why is this? I don't think Remark supports asynchronous plugins. Let's see, maybe they have package JSON. What are they using? Dependencies, just saxophone. What is saxophone? GitHub saxophone. What does that do? Hi, Burp. Oh, it does? Let's see. It doesn't seem to actually work. Yeah, but that should already be working. Let's try this then. Async italic. Or wait. Async function italic child value equals. Let's try that. Await HTML to Unicode of child dot value. Let's see if that works. If that works, that would be pretty cool. Await is a reserved word, but this is an AC. Async function blah. Right, so this isn't actually working. Let's change it. What if, wait, what if we call this an async function as well? Yeah, that's not gonna work. So I'm gonna try, or maybe this one has to be async too. Yeah, okay, I don't think that's gonna work. We're gonna have to do something else. So we're gonna take this and we're going to in Unicode convert. No, let's do it this way. I'm gonna just still code directly from this because we can. Yes, Kiwi. We're gonna say import italicize from dot slash Unicode converter, Unicode transformer, Unicode transformer. Key italicize of child dot value. Cool. Now we're going to ls source remove source italic mapping touch source Unicode transformer .js. Or should we fork this? Nah. Because I'm not sure what they're using saxophone for. I think saxophone is just used for, yeah, for parsing HTML. So we don't need that. But it would be nicer if we fork the function. Let's just steal the code, because code borrowed from here, because we don't need saxophone and don't want to be async. So I'm gonna steal all of this code here. Thank you, person, for making such pretty code. Or actually, can I? Oh, it's no, we don't need to do this. Okay, we don't need to steal code because we can import directly from there. So we're gonna import italicize from HTML to Unicode slash source slash index, HTML to Unicode slash source, and let's see what that does. So we are exporting italicize, and we'll see what happens. Oh, it doesn't actually work, does it? So what if we don't do that? Then it's gonna complain that italicize doesn't exist. So let's try stealing it after all. Italicize from dot slash Unicode transformer. And I'm going to try to be as... Let's just see first if it works when stolen, and then we can try doing it without stealing. So we're gonna say export all of this stuff, and we're not exporting HTML to Unicode. Actual was italic expect. Oh dude, it actually worked. Sweet. Now why is there a new line? For some reason this is always creating a new line at the end. So we can say output.contents const result, let result equals output.contents, result dot, what's it called? What do we call this? Result dot replace \n, that is at the end of the thing, with nothing. Let's see if that works. So why is this inserting an empty new line at the end, and why can't I remove it? JavaScript remove remark remove ending new line. Remove trailing new line. Perfect. Oh, there's an rtrim function? Cool. Oh, this is in PHP. JavaScript remove trailing new. Why is this not working? JavaScript rtrim. I'm sure this exists by now. I'm not resolving result. Smart. And I'm also not doing this. Thank you, stream people. So that works now. Awesome. Very nice, very nice. Okay, now let's see. Git status, git, okay. Git add source, Unicode transformer, git commit -a-m, blah. Italicize italic text. Okay, now let's try doing it without stealing. So import italicize from HTML to Unicode. Let's see if that works. I'm hoping that works. Nope. Okay, so that doesn't work, unfortunately. I don't want to be async, and importing direct functions directly didn't work. Okay, so we gave credit where credit is due, so let's try bold. Now let's see, nvb config, where are we? So we index test, describe italic, describe bold, converts bold into UTF-8 bolds, bold, and let's go here and get the bold one, bold italic, bold, key, put it here. Wonderful. So we now have a failing test, and let's see, visit tree, strong and bold, bold node child, bold bold size, scriptize, bolden, bolden. Okay, delaying browsers are not ready. Let's just restart it. Perfect. That works. Awesome. Git commit -a-m. Bolden bold text. Cool. Git push origin master. And since this is the 2-hour mark, I'm gonna stop now. And what are we gonna do afterwards? So I need to tweet out our great success and we're gonna continue tomorrow. I'm gonna keep working. I'm trying out a new experiment where I'm going to work on a project with live streams every day-ish and see what happens, and by the end we're gonna have a finished project. And part of the reason I'm doing that is because I'm doing like research for a workshop slash course and stuff. So we'll see how it goes. But first, for the first day, we've had some great success, and we're going to continue tomorrow. So thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you again. Thanks for helping, Hideo.